Alden's claim, which was that U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump's proposed immigration policies will fail to effectively stop illegal immigration into the U.S. His two claims were that illegal immigrants bypass physical barriers along the border between the U.S. and Mexico, and that Trump's policies are too expensive and resource demanding. So, in general, I believe one major problem with his claim is that he ignored 80% of Donald Trump's immigration plan. So Trump has put together a 10-point immigration plan, and Alden only addressed 2 of the points, which means he can't make an accurate assessment of whether or not the plan will work. So responding to his first claim, which again was that illegal immigrants bypass physical barriers along the border between the U.S. and Mexico, this claim is too broad and applies to almost every law out there, that people will find a way around it. So the claim that undocumented immigrants will bypass physical barriers is clearly accurate because people will break laws or try to go around them. This applies to almost every law. It doesn't matter what is done to try to prevent a law from being broken, people will find a way around it. I have 4 counterclaims to his claim. They are: the wall will make it much more difficult for undocumented immigrants to pass into the United States. The wall also discourages motivation for immigrants to come into the U.S. The wall sends a message that the U.S. doesn't want them, that the U.S. does not welcome undocumented immigrants. And lastly, I think it's clear that by building a wall, it's not as if they're going to stop all immigrants with one wall. The U.S. knows that this one wall isn't going to stop everyone. My response to the second claim, that Trump's policies are too expensive and resource demanding, is that Alden stated that the cost of the border would be as high as $15 to $25 billion. This is incorrect. Trump has laid out a plan in the budget and stated that it will cost $12 billion at the most. In addition, Trump has stated that Mexico will be paying for the wall. Trump's campaign is currently, not so much anymore because things have changed politically, but currently mulling over several options to pay for the wall, one of them being seizing assets from drug cartels at the border. So basically they would take away the assets and use that toward the wall. Details involved in how much money is actually being seized from drug cartels are being worked out, but the very premise seems reasonable. Trump has estimated that it would cost $12 billion at the most, so in general that is just inaccurate. In addition, the plan, Alden stated that the plan to deport millions of people is not logistically possible. History says the plan will work. But Dwight Eisenhower deported 1.5 million immigrants in one operation. So yes, that proves that it is logistically possible to deport mass amounts of undocumented immigrants at once. My counterclaims are that Trump is getting funding for his project through Mexico, and that as far as manpower, yes, more immigration agents will be hired. According to Alden, about 5,000, but that will just create more jobs for Americans. Thank you.
All right, you ID the claims very clearly. I thought that was good, so there's good preview. I like the general premise that you have, that he's ignored 80% of the plan. What I don't understand is why you don't talk about what the other 80% is and how likely it is that that's going to be a huge proportion of what is successful. We don't have any information about what the other parts of the plan are. We don't have any evidence on the other parts of the plan. So here you set this argument up, and I thought, oh, she's really going to pound him with this, and then there's no follow-up on it. I thought that was a little problematic. On the first point, you kind of explained the general premise here that it's true that there's always a way to get around, but the question is, will it have any impact whatsoever? And then you've got 4 counterclaims, which I think are all good counterclaims, but once again, there's no information or reason to believe that they're true. They're just claims. They're assertions on your part without any data to support them. So I think that that's problematic. The argument about the amount of money that it's going to cost and the practicality of doing doing it. There's some dispute about what the actual cost will be. I'm not sure why I should believe one side more than the other in this particular context. You should give us a reason why 12 billion seems like a more reasonable estimate than 25 billion. Simply because Trump says so doesn't necessarily make it a more credible figure. The idea that Mexico could pay for this and the idea of using asset forfeiture as a way of doing that, I think that's an intriguing idea, and you suggest that there's likely to be a substantial amount. Well, obviously you can't sell the drugs that they seize, so there's got to be some other assets that you're talking about here. So I'm not exactly sure what that is and how much it would be. It would be helpful to have some information on that particular point. You make a point about Eisenhower and being able to deport 1 million people in a short amount of time in a single operation, but I didn't hear any source citation on that. It's just a general reference. And so I thought that that was basically the problem with the two arguments that you did bother with, and that was that you didn't have any evidence. You had good counterclaims, but no evidence on those things, and that the big reasoning challenge that you have never gets followed through with. All right, thank you.